Hey, it's Chris, your K-pop unk, bringing you a mature perspective on K-pop. Today is August 24th, 2026, and this is My Week in K-pop. Or is it? Because it has been 4 weeks since I last put out a My Week in K-pop, making this really more of my month in K-pop. So as I thought about my month in K-pop, instead of trying to track all the little things that have happened over the course of a month, which would be a lot, I decided, why don't I pull out the big things that tracked over a course of a couple of weeks, which gives a little bit of a different feel than My Week in K-pop, and honestly might be a more valuable format going forward, because while there have been some weeks where a lot happened, there have been more weeks where not a lot happened, and I was working hard to fill out even a short episode. So I may move to a format where my time in K-pop extends out to a month, and then continue with weekly videos that are on other topics like I've been wanting to do all this time. Choreo breakdowns, discussions of groups, that other kind of content that I've been itching to do, but just haven't had the time to put out. A lot happened over the course of August. There were new songs by ILLIT and aespa and KATSEYE. ITZY had a fan meeting. A new group debuted from HYBE that I've paid zero attention to right now. Lots and lots of things going on. I'm going to skip most of that. Here were the big threads that really captured my attention this month. First, let's start with some of what's possibly the biggest shakeup in K-pop for a while, and that's TWICE. TWICE, it's clear now, is moving into that, I don't know that there's a name for it, I'm going to call it venerable status, like beyond veteran. It's where groups get to where they aren't putting out regular content twice a year anymore like they've done. They get together every year, every 2 years for a comeback together and a tour maybe. But mostly they're all off doing their own things separately and then getting together every now and then. Red Velvet's kind of in this stage now. BLACKPINK has been there for years. And it really looks like that's where TWICE is headed. And it's hard to be sad about that. They gave us 11 good years of real active work. So they've kind of earned this state. So congratulations to TWICE, and thank you for all that you've brought to the world of K-pop. Which leads me into the second thread. I've mentioned before, I'd brought one of my buddies into the K-pop rabbit hole, and he really took a shine to Hearts2Hearts. And I've never really paid that much attention to Hearts2Hearts because there's just so much going on, and they didn't capture my attention enough for me to really pay attention to them. But my buddy's over, we're watching K-pop stuff, and I feel like I've made him look at my stuff so much, I kind of owe it to him to let's stick on some Hearts2Hearts and watch some Hearts2Hearts together. So I watched a lot more Hearts2Hearts. And what really struck me, I'm pretty sure Hearts2Hearts was created to fill the gap that TWICE is leaving. And a year and a half ago when Hearts2Hearts was formed, the assumption was probably that that was right around the corner, that it wouldn't be another year and a half. TWICE just hung out a lot longer than most groups do. But when I look at the Hearts2Hearts videos, the concepts, the choreo, the style of music, a lot of it really harkens back to like that early TWICE. And there's even bits in their videos that really make me think about things that I saw in TWICE videos. So I'm pretty sure Hearts2Hearts was conceived to be a fill the TWICE-void group. So that makes a lot more sense to me, and honestly makes me more inclined to pay a little bit more attention to Hearts2Hearts, both because of that, mostly because my buddy's into it, so I want to enjoy the K-pop with my buddy, and also we watched the iconic Heart video, and I really liked the choreo for that video. Earlier Hearts2Hearts choreo was solid but didn't jump out at me. Later Hearts2Hearts choreo is really starting to capture me. So I'm definitely going to be paying more attention to Hearts2Hearts going forward. But right now, there's another debut group, and I've talked about them before in the last couple of my weeks in K-pop. OURBIRTHDAY has finally debuted. It's everything I could have hoped for. I realize now how confused I was during the pre-debut period because I'm just not that good at recognizing all the members individually. I'm still not yet. So where I thought they had a person and they were adding another person, what they did is they split their 7-member group into 3 and 4 So there's side A and side B. And they actually put it out this way: Hungry Side A, Hungry Side B. And that actually let us get to know the members in smaller batches before we got the whole 7 of them together. But then last week, they actually officially debuted as 7 members with their song Squeezie. But they also put out the 7-member version of Hungry. And if you recall, they had Hungry Side A and literally went on the shows for a week with 3 of them performing Hungry Side A. Then they went out on the shows with Hungry Side B with 4 of them doing exactly the same song. And in my head, it's like, how are they ever going to bring this together? Like, is the person that sang this going to have to give it up to the other person or whatever else? Like, how are they going to work this? What they ended up doing, I thought was really clever. All 7 of them start off, and then side B kind of evaporates while side A starts the song off. Everybody comes back for the chorus, and then side A evaporates for the second verse, and side B takes it. So they end up just kind of merging side A and side B. I really enjoy seeing them promoting both Squeezie and Hungry as a 7-member group. And they've got one other song. This is where the world of K-pop is really baffling, because there is the concept of the title track. The title track is the main track that you're promoting for your album. The title track for Our Birthday is Squeezie. Hungry is their pre-debut track. Squeezie is their title track. The group is called Our Birthday. Their EP is called Our Birthday. There is a song on this EP called Our Birthday, and yet it is not the title track. Isn't that the weirdest freaking thing? But that's K-pop for you. That's how it works. I didn't make the rules, people. That's how it works. So Our Birthday's EP, Our Birthday, with the song Our Birthday title track is Squeezie. Okay? Moving on to something that just developed over the last couple of weeks. I have talked about dodree repeatedly in my Week in K-pop on this channel. I really love dodree. Dodree set out to fuse traditional Korean music and dance with K-pop, and in so doing, try and bring some of that traditional Korean feel to the global audience. Now, I had always kind of assumed that this was the brainchild of some business person behind the scenes at JYP, and they went and said, oh, you know what? This non-Yeongjoo person is the perfect person to put in to do this kind of thing. Recently, Yeongjoo did an interview and singing on Lee Mujin Service, which is a very popular YouTube channel by Lee Mujin. He interviews idols and sings with them. Well, they sing songs and then they sing a duet at the end. And there's interview parts in between. And I found this interview absolutely captivating for a couple of reasons. One was finding out just what's involved with pansori, which is the traditional Korean singing form that Yeongjoo was trained up in 3rd generation before she got into this fuse it with the whole K-pop thing, and learning some of that and what's behind that and what's behind the training for that. But the other was finding this idea of fusing traditional Korean music with K-pop was her brainchild. She wanted to do it. She lobbied to get on dodree so she could bring this in. And then when she was on the show, she lobbied to choose her songs and perform them her way so she could bring this out. This just gives me even more mad respect for Yeongjoo, who is one of the few people in K-pop that is really grabbing K-pop and bending it to her will. I really, really love that. But part of the reason she's doing that is to bring some of that traditional Korean to the world. And I was motivated in watching this interview to go find out more about pansori and what it was all about. Watched some videos on that, got a feel for that, and it was very interesting. And then I found that this notion of bringing traditional Korean music into contemporary music spaces is not just a Yeongjoo thing. Bringing it into K-pop is a Yeongjoo thing. There are a few other groups out there that are bringing it into other forms of contemporary music. And I encountered 3 different ones of these over the last couple of weeks. There was ADG7, a group called OBSG, and another one called, and this is where it gets weird. The Hangul for it, it's clearly meant to be the English word energy, transliterated into Hangul. Leenalchi. But Hangul allows for alternate pronunciations of things. It's not an exact fixed thing. And when they take this and transliterate it back into English, so you round trip it, energy to Leenalchi, back to Leenalchi, which I thought was the weirdest freaking thing. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just say energy? And then I realized if you search for energy, you get a million freaking things. You search for Leenalchi, and you only get them. So actually, pretty brilliant on their part to take energy and convert it into Leenalchi. So now you can find them when you search. I really like interesting music that can sound kind of strange and unusual if you're not used to it. And this definitely fits into that category. And the thing that really surprised me when I brought them up in the Apple Music is they're actually going to be performing in Baltimore, near my town, in October. I'm like, what? Blew my mind. Like, they're actually going to be performing, and it's a small venue. It's an outdoor bar attached to an art gallery. So very small, very intimate. 2 days after the Le Seraphim concert, I've got myself some tickets to go see Leenalchi at this space in Baltimore. So if you're one of the other few people that even know who the heck these people are in the U.S. and you're going to be there, definitely look for me. Say hello. I'd love to meet you and talk to you. So that's about it for this video. And I don't want to say this week because, like I said, I might not do another My Time in K-Pop thing for another month. We'll see. I'm going to ponder that this week and see what I think about giving a little more time to kind of let some threads evolve and not just try and crush on this weekly, here's what I did this week kind of schedule. It might be a month before you get another video of this format. But next week, I'll definitely bring you some kind of video of some format. So until next time, this is Chris, your K-pop unk, telling you to keep the K-pop flowing and your light sticks glowing.